Hello everyone, and welcome to the vocabulary terms for Unit 4. Here are the definitions. You'll actually find that this is a rather short unit, so there's not a lot of terms in this unit, which is kind of nice. A little break. The first word, barrow, is probably something that you would remember from last year when you were covering Beowulf. Beowulf's barrow. This is a mountain or a mound that is often built of earth or stones for burial. They're often put over the remains of a body. So we talk about Beowulf's barrow. This is where his body resides, and these are the stones and the piles of rock that went on top of the body. The bear is the stand on which a body resides, on which a coffin or a body is placed. They talk about a funeral bear. If someone is brusque in manner, they are markedly short and abrupt in manner. If you have a brusque way about you, you're kind of blunt. For example, the messenger in Macbeth who says, "The queen, my lord, is dead." It's a kind of brusque announcement. But I guess at that point, no one really wants to cross Macbeth towards the end of the play. The flank of a piece of meat is the fleshy part between the hip and the rib. If you're talking about meat, that is. But if you're talking about it in terms of military, you're talking about the right or the left in a formation, not the center. So if someone tells you to attack the flank, you're not going to go straight down the middle. To hasten is to move quickly or to urge on. To accelerate, if you will. We must hasten our work. We must hasten our movement. We must accelerate it. Act quickly. To implore is to beg. If you're trying to intercede and beg with someone, you can use the expression that you're imploring them to do something. I implore you to clean your room. To inter is to bury. If you think about the cask of Amontillado, we know that Montresor inters Fortunato underneath the catacombs in his house. Loathing is extreme disgust. To look upon something with loathing is to look upon it with revulsion. Okay, moving right along. You see the root word of luster here, right? Anything that is lustrous is reflecting light. Anything that's radiant. You could say that somebody's reputation is lustrous too, meaning that it's positive in character or reputation. A marauder is a person who roams from place to place. Usually a marauder is someone who attacks and raids, plunders a particular place. The marauder is the attacker and the raider in search of plunder. Pyre, again, this is another term. As you could tell, a lot of them have to do with burial because that's what's going to be happening in Book 24. A pyre is a heap of burning material, a heap of combustible material. We hear this very often in ancient societies with regard to a funeral pyre. So especially one for burning a corpse as part of the funeral ceremony. When you're ravenous, you are extremely hungry or extremely in want of something. I'm so ravenous I can hear my stomach growl. To revere something is to respect. Revere the gods. Listen to them. To pay them homage, right? To feel admiration for something. To revere. Once again, a funeral term. The shroud. The shroud is the cloth that is wrapped around the body. The shroud is what wraps around the body. I was trying to think of something with that shroud. It skips it's not in my mind. Spate is a large number of similar things. So if you have a spate of attacks on travelers, for example, it's a large number of similar things or events happening. They appear in quick succession. There was a spate of robberies or burglaries in that town. To sprawl is to sit or to lie flat or to fall with your arms splayed. It's kind of an awkward way to fall, to sprawl. If you're skiing or snowboarding and you sprawl, you're going to basically fall flat and have all your appendages in different directions. A suppliant is a person who is imploring, using a vocab word, someone else. So it's a person begging or a person making a humble plea to someone. Achilles refuses to be a suppliant toward Agamemnon. He will not grovel, so to speak. And we know a yoke is what is attached in a plow to the actual animals dragging the plow. But if you talk about the yoke that you must bear, my yoke is heavy, you're talking about some kind of bondage or some kind of servitude. And that's all there is for this unit. So it's a nice quick one. Okay, vocabulary unit 4. Thank you.